Fever dub! Woo! Woo! Fever! Good dub. Ugly, but we found a way to win. Woo.
Prepare for a heart-pounding deep dive into a defeat that stung deep and exposed every crack in the Indiana Fever's armor, setting the stage for their epic redemption. The loss on May 20th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse wasn't just another regular season stumble. It was a brutal, soul-crushing wake-up call that laid bare every weakness the Fever had been desperately trying to conceal. The Atlanta Dream didn't just beat them, they dominated in ways that should have been unthinkable on Indiana's home court. Atlanta's relentless attack out-rebounded the Fever 38-29, overpowering them with suffocating physicality in the paint, making Indiana look outmatched and overpowered on their own floor. It was a clinic in exploitation, and the Dream made it look effortless. Brittney Griner, a towering force, did exactly what everyone feared, exploiting Indiana's smaller lineup with ruthless precision, dropping a commanding 21 points while the Fever scrambled for answers, their defense crumbling under her size and strength. Meanwhile, Ryan Howard carved up Indiana's perimeter defense like a surgeon, pouring in 20 points with deadly accuracy from every angle, leaving the Fever dazed. Atlanta's dominance extended to the charity stripe, where they sank an impressive 25 of 32 free throws, while Indiana faltered, managing only 16 of 26, with critical misses and clutch moments sealing their heartbreaking 79-76 defeat. This wasn't just a loss, it was a glaring spotlight on Indiana's vulnerability, setting the stage for their fiery comeback.
From Tuesday, obviously it's a quick turn, but how did you feel like your adjustments paid off on the court?
I felt like our defensive energy, physicality, disruptiveness was better. We made it more difficult for them, moving the ball around the perimeter. We executed better in our ball screen defense.
In the most thrilling and satisfying way possible, they flipped the script with a masterclass in grit and strategy, proving their mettle in a way that screamed championship caliber. This lightning-fast turnaround and razor-sharp adjustment showcased precisely why this Fever squad is a force to be reckoned with, poised for deep playoff runs and ready to chase that coveted title. But hold on tight, because we're about to dive into the sizzling scuffle that lit up the court, where Caitlin Clark clashed with an Atlanta Dream player in a heated exchange, trading shocking, fiery words that had everyone buzzing. What does this monumental victory reveal about Clark's electrifying ability to lead a powerhouse roster brimming with all-stars and versatile options, capable of igniting the court on any given night? Drop fired up for the Fever in the comments below to roar your pride for this unforgettable statement-making win.
Yes, this stinks. We want to win this game. But, I think this is great for our team. A little adversity. How are we going to respond? How are we going to come in here tomorrow morning and watch the film and learn and get on the court and get better? And like I said, that's why this league is so great. You have a couple days and then you get right back to it. You find a way to respond. We have a chance to go there and play them, actually. So it's even better, I guess. We can, get a little redemption if we go down there and play well. So.
Buckle up for a pulse-pounding revenge saga that'll leave you speechless. After a gut-wrenching 79-76 loss to the Atlanta Dream on May 20th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where the Indiana Fever were out-rebounded 38-29 and physically overwhelmed, Caitlin Clark and her squad turned defeat into a blazing triumph. The Dream's relentless paint dominance and Brittney Griner's towering presence had exposed Indiana's vulnerabilities, leaving fans stunned and the Fever hungry for redemption. Just 2 days later, on May 22nd, Clark orchestrated a Brittney Griner to a mere 5 points before her exasperated foul out. This wasn't just a win, it was a bone-rattling, league-shaking statement of vengeance that left Atlanta stunned and Fever fans roaring with pride.
Proud of our fight, the toughness that we showed, our ability to stay together. Our bench was really engaged in every timeout and in every huddle. We were all engaged.
Picture this: just 48 hours before their electrifying revenge game, the Indiana Fever trudged off their home court at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, heads bowed, hearts heavy, and spirits crushed after a devastating 91-90 loss to the Atlanta Dream on May 20th, 2025. This wasn't just another game that slipped through their fingers in the final seconds. It was a soul-crushing defeat that laid bare every flaw, every vulnerability, and every crack in the Fever's armor. Out-rebounded 38-29, overpowered in the paint and out-muscled by a relentless Dream Squad led by Brittney Griner's towering presence, the Fever were exposed in front of their own fans, left grappling with the sting of failure. The air was thick with frustration as Atlanta's physicality and precision dismantled Indiana's game plan, leaving Caitlin Clark and her teammates searching for answers. That loss wasn't just a number on the scoreboard, it was a glaring wake-up call, a brutal reminder of what needed fixing. Yet in that moment of defeat, the seeds of redemption were sown, setting the stage for a jaw-dropping turnaround that would shock the league. Stay tuned, because this story of resilience and retaliation is about to ignite, proving why the Fever are a championship-caliber force ready to rise from the ashes.
Tuesday, we couldn't seal the deal. We lost it at the free throw line. Tonight, we sealed the deal. Tonight, we took the lead late in the fourth after being down 75-71 with 3 minutes left. We take the lead and we don't look back. The Indiana Fever leave.
Force all over the court, hauling in 7 rebounds and stepping up as the team's emotional and physical anchor. In the moments when the Fever needed someone to take control, she didn't hesitate. She thrived. This wasn't just redemption, it was a defining moment that showcased her ability to rise under pressure. No longer overshadowed by past struggles, Howard proved she was a player who could take over games when it mattered most, solidifying herself as a cornerstone in the Fever's evolution.
But getting in foul trouble early, I think, messed up her rhythm, and she didn't really have her legs, because it certainly was one of the worst performances of Clark's career from a production standpoint offensively. First time in her career she didn't hit a 3. So nothing to write home about from Cece. But that's okay, right? Even when, that's happening, game's on the line, she's got the basketball. She's got the basketball, manipulates the defense, gets it to AB, who puts it away.
When a team's centerpiece player faces adversity on the road, the odds often tilt heavily against them. In most cases, when a superstar struggles in such a hostile environment, the team is staring down the possibility of a lopsided defeat. This was the predicament when Clark found herself saddled with 5 personal fouls, severely restricting her ability to influence the game on both offense and defense. Her foul trouble forced her to spend significant minutes on the bench, particularly during pivotal stretches when the team desperately needed her leadership and scoring ability. The absence of their star could have easily unraveled the team's structure, leaving them vulnerable to a crushing loss. Any squad overly dependent on a single player would likely have crumbled under the weight of such a disadvantage. However, great teams find ways to adapt, leaning on depth, resilience, and strategic adjustments to weather the storm. The true test of a
26 points, 7 rebounds. Way to go, Natasha Howard.